You are wasting your Quest 3 if you're not doing this. Soaring through the Alps like a paraglider, riding front row at Disney World, experiencing the planet with David Attenborough, and even stepping inside of horrifying worlds built by Eli Roth. These experiences are completely free, and most Quest 3 users don't even know they exist. This isn't just gaming anymore, this is what the Quest 3 was made for. First, a brand new experience just came out on MetaQuest TV called Touching the Sky. This is an incredible hour-long documentary-style experience that puts you in the shoes of a paragliding, wingsuit flying Alps explorer. This is done in partnership between MetaQuest and Red Bull, and it's done in full 360-degree 3D, and it's extremely high quality. It allows you to experience what it's like to hike through the Alps, camp on a hillside in the middle of the Alps, and even exploring the air around the mountains. Because it is actually filmed in these real locations, it's obviously photorealistic because it's video, not pre-rendered visuals. You're gonna have 360 degrees all around you with depth because it is filmed in 3D, full spatial sound. It's absolutely mind-boggling. And this experience got me thinking, there is a lot of stuff on the Quest that isn't gamified that people don't know to experience, which is one of the reasons I wanted to make this video. So Touching the Sky is amazing, but it's definitely not the only thing that you should be looking at on the MetaQuest TV. Continuing kind of in the same vein, before we shift gears, if you want to explore some insane places, you can do a Mount Everest climb or free climbing. There is ocean dives that you can go on, which are absolutely incredible. There's a lot of nature stuff. And you can go into the International Space Station, you can dive with sharks, you can do free climbing in this crazy documentary that Meta did. You can go for a spacewalk. There is so much inside of the MetaQuest TV for nature documentary 360 stuff. And not all of it's 360, some of it's 180 3D. So you're gonna get kind of the black behind you, so you can look around in 180 degrees, not 360. The reality is that most 180 cameras are actually higher quality than 360 cameras, and you're gonna get the 3D depth, which not all 360 cameras have. So if you're watching a 180 3D video, you're probably watching something that's higher quality. The exception to that is actually the recent one that just launched, Touching the Sky, because it looked absolutely stunning even in 360. But you know what? It's actually pretty darn terrifying to have a shark swim at you as it's eating something, which is absolutely crazy and very terrifying. But if nature is not your thing, maybe horror is your thing. There is a full series of videos that are horror-based. Eli Roth actually did a Halloween kind of a horror house, I think it was a couple years ago now, that's pretty terrifying. And there's an entire series called The Faceless Lady, and it's actually got full episodes that you can watch in 180 3D. It is crazy. Like, the way that they did this, it's like watching a television show with the ability to look around in the scene and see it 3D like you're standing in front of what's happening. It's crazy. It's not 360, it is in 180, but it's unbelievable to watch. And it's something you have to experience because it looks so amazing. I don't know what they shot this on, whether it was 12K or 8K or whatever, I don't even know. But it looks really, really good. It feels like you're literally stepping inside of a horror experience. You'll never forget it if you try it, trust me. There's something very different about experiencing horror from this way, and it's just absolutely crazy. Some apps change how you play, this one might change how you feel. Today's video is sponsored by Eva AI, a VR app built for emotional support and self-reflection. I spent about an hour talking with Eva AI about the mental side of content creation.
During this session, we explored the challenges you face as a YouTube content creator.
I was actually surprised by how naturally the conversation flowed. It asked thoughtful questions, listened well, and actually helped me unpack some things I hadn't fully worked through before. Eva AI gives you a private space to slow down and talk through whatever is on your mind. No appointments, no pressure. It's built on cognitive behavioral therapy, a proven approach for exploring how thoughts, feelings, and behaviors connect. A major update is coming July 31st with a new AI core and tools like emotional journaling and thought mapping to help you go even deeper. Eva AI is private, voice-based, and totally free to try. Just click the link down in the description to give it a shot. Quick note though, Eva AI isn't a medical service or therapy replacement. It's a VR tool for emotional support and self-help. But if you've ever wanted a place to reset and reflect, this is definitely worth checking out. Before we move on to a totally different platform, let's talk David Attenborough. Yes, the legend David Attenborough is right on MetaQuest TV, and there are a ton of videos that you can watch with his narration and amazing, stunning visuals. Some of them are in 180 3D, some are in 360, some are 360 3D, and all of them are stunning. It's something to behold, to watch nature in many different forms this close up in 3D in VR. Whether you're talking about bugs or dinosaurs or whatever you're talking about, the ocean, all of it is absolutely stunning. But MetaQuest TV isn't the only place that you can get some amazing stuff like this. You can actually watch really cool stuff on YouTube. If you download the YouTube app, you can watch full 8K 180 3D videos or 360 videos. Now there is a big difference, and I'm going to show you in just a second what the difference is. I personally love to ride theme park rides in VR with this, or just explore Disney World. Or I actually explored Universal Studios, the new Mario area, and did a walkthrough of that using a 180 3D video. And it actually feels like you're there. That's the amazing part about 180 3D, is the literal scale that you can see because it's 3 dimensions. Even though it's not all around you, it's encompassing in front of you. And you can turn your head and look around to some degree, as long as you don't go too far. As long as you don't go too far to the left or to the right, you don't even notice that it's not a 360 video. But the scale is what blows my mind when you're watching something with 180 3D. And now I actually feel like I was standing in the new Mario Land inside of Universal Studios Orlando. But a little while ago, my family and I actually, for a family night, we took turns riding rides at Disney World and watching shows. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. Unfortunately, some of the dark rides are very dark, and the camera isn't the best for that type of thing. It does work, but it's not like the absolute best. Like I rode the Tron Light Cycle, and it was cool, but the darker parts were a little hard to see. But if you want to watch something like fireworks from Disney, it's amazing, or parades, or you want to do a walkthrough and you want to go on something that's more bright, absolutely stunning. Literally feels like you are at the park. Now, one of the rides that I loved doing was Rise of the Resistance. I loved that ride the last time we went to Hollywood Studios. I only been on it one time, and it was absolutely amazing. So riding it again was really cool. And this is where I'm going to show you the difference between 360 and 180 3D. Here is the 180 3D. Now, you can't really tell the difference when you're watching a flat screen in depth, but you'll notice that it's a little smaller in scale. Now, if I put it side by side with this is 360. The scale increases because there's no scaling to it. You're there, but everything's kind of off a little bit. It more looks like you're watching a video and you can look around at a video, whereas with 180 3D, feels like you're there experiencing what you're seeing in like 3 dimensions with full scale. And it feels like there's a distance between you and the items that you're watching instead of just watching a flat screen where you can kind of look around in a bubble. Rise of the Resistance was one of the highlights. It was amazing, and so was Mickey's Runaway Railway. That was really cool, or Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I can't remember the exact name of it. Plus, like I mentioned, I went to Universal Studios and did some really cool stuff. But again, that's not the only thing you can do in VR on YouTube. You can travel all over the place. People are uploading 8K 180 3D videos all the time. In fact, daily. So I traveled to Japan, and I traveled to, I don't even know where I traveled. I just kept clicking on videos, and it was amazing to see all of these locations in 8K because it plays in 8K. As long as you go to the gear and you make sure that it's on the 8K setting, you'll get a really high quality image. And it just looks absolutely amazing. There's a ton of stuff you can do with this type of content. And there's even more on MetaQuest TV I've talked about before, watching music videos and concerts, and I'll put a link to that video down in the description. There is SNL you can watch behind the scenes. There's other comedy shows. So much content. Literally hours, dozens of hours of content that you can watch and experience in 3D in at least 180 and sometimes 360. And it'll blow your mind. I've done documentaries about September 11th and JFK, and there's other documentaries about food, and so much that is just great to experience, and something not a lot of people even know about, let alone actually take the time to experience themselves. Even down to things like Tested. Adam Savage has an entire series of videos that you can watch, and it feels like you're standing in front of him and he's talking to you. and showing you things, whether it's an astronaut suit or, a Star Trek ship or whatever it is. So many cool things that you can do inside of Oculus, or MetaQuest TV, I should say. It used to be called Oculus TV, and YouTube. But let me know what you think in the comments. Is this something that you want to experience? Have you experienced it before? What is the best video or experience you have done in either 360 or 180 3D? Let us all know down below so that we can check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe for more content. And as always, happy questing.